Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Katrina and I'm back with another unboxing. I'm downstairs because I'm about to unbox my brand new Graphtec, the CE7000-60. I hope I'm saying that right because I'm new to the whole Graphtec world. I'm excited because I heard this thing was a beast. I also heard some of you put in my comments that once I unbox this, I'm not going to even be thinking about the Cricut, the Cameo, or the Juliet. Heat Transfer Warehouse in Graphtec was nice enough and kind enough to send this to me to unbox and review, so I'm going to get into it. I can't wait. I was not taking this box upstairs, so I'm doing it down here. So before I go and bring in the Graphtec, I'm going to go ahead and set up the stand. It comes in two separate boxes, so this is the stand. I'm going to set this and get this placed in position first. Now you don't have to use the stand, I don't think. I think you can just place it on a desk, but I'm going to use the stand because I don't have any desk space for it. So this is everything the Graphtec comes with, the stand, all of the parts. Have everything laid out and I'm about to assemble. And here's all of the cables, materials. I'm not sure what's in all these little boxes. I'm assuming this is the software that I have to download. I'm assuming that these are like the needles, but just all the different little boxes that it comes with. So this is one stand leg, really easy to put together. I don't want to bore you guys, but all I'm doing is connecting the parts together. And there's a video online that takes you step by step that will show you exactly how to connect it. So all I'm doing is putting this one on top, and then I'll add this one to the bottom. So now you want to take these poles, you want to take these, and you want to put this right on here, like that. And on the other side, I'm going to insert this, just like that. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Why did I go backwards? Why did I go backwards? Oh! I knew why, because I want to face forward. Here is the Graphtec CE7000. Okay. I'm going to take it out carefully. It is heavy. It is heavy. Get my arm out of there. Ooh. Okay. I'm so excited. I've always wanted me a Graphtec. Always. Because I know they are really great cutting machines. Much faster. Much more precise. And now I can bring you some awesome reviews. So I'm just going to take all the packaging off. So I'm just going to take all of the blue tape off of it. Okay, so I'm going to try to put it in position by myself. Alright, I got to set it down. It's really, really heavy. Oh Lord, nothing is there. Okay, so there's grooves. I don't want to hit my M1. I'm hoping I have enough space, enough clearance. I got to put it in the holes. Okay, so I have to line up these holes just to put it in, and I'm gonna have to push this back just a little bit. Push this over, and it's really heavy. I can't see underneath it. That's the problem. Okay. Am I putting it in the right holes? It's there, but it's not dropping in. So I finally got it in position. Now I'm just going to take these last 4 screws and screw it in. Alright, 2 on each side. Oh Lord, I'll tighten them up afterwards. Time for me to go pick up my son. So I'll continue this once I get back. I am burning up. So just screw those and lock those in tight. Ugh, my arm. My arm. Woo. I got a Graphtec, y'all. I got a Graphtec, y'all. Alrighty. Just making sure everything is tight and right. Go me. I'm done with this part. Alright. Okay, so I have it on the stand. I'm going to go ahead and plug up my power cord and the USB and get ready to download my software. So the power cord is in the back. And I should have, I'm following the steps, but I should have actually did it before I put it in position because I just have to go back here now. Okay, power cord is in. My power button is on this side. And of course, the USB is on this side. The further side away from my computer. I don't know. I hope this cord is long enough because it has to reach my computer. So I don't like how it's positioned so close to my M1. This was the only space that I have it. So this is just going to be temporary because it needs to be near a computer. So as you're expanding, as you're growing, things change. So I might move this into my new work area, my new room. And yeah, that might be better and I'll be able to use it in there. But for the meantime, I'm just going to pray that it reaches. Okay, so I have my instructions right here. I'm going to go ahead and just connect the USB into my Mac and I'm going to go ahead and download the software now. So I have my Graphtec set up in place temporarily for right now where it's going to be. Just want to go over the features with you so that way you can know what everything is just in case if you're thinking about getting one. So of course you have the media slot right here where your media will go to get cut out. That goes right here. These are your push rollers. Now I have the CE7000-60, so mine only has 2, but the larger ones come with 4. The power outlet, of course, is on that side, and the USB port is on this side. Up at the top, we have the control panel. It's not turned on just yet. I'll turn it on in just a second, but this is where you control all the functions. Behind this, which is a really cool feature, you have some pockets. You have a media slot where you can hold all your blades and different tools right here. This is your lever that you push up and down. When you pull it down like so, your push rollers come up so that way you can put your media underneath. And then when you pull it closed, your media is locked in place so that way it doesn't move. So again, the push rollers hold your media in place. On the back end, you have the media rolls. This is where you'll put your media at, meaning your vinyl, your material that you're gonna cut out. And you can also purchase media baskets on the website as well, so that way you can hold your media in. So you can put that on the front and on the rear of your Graphtec. That's all the components. Let's get this baby fired up because I am ready to use my brand new Graphtec CE7000-60. Okay, so it's another day. I got my Graphtec set up. I downloaded my software. Now I'm about to insert my blades because I had to go ahead and actually download Illustrator because this only works with Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW. Okay, so I gotta figure out what each one of these things is. I have to insert the blade. Oh, that's the blade housing, I'm assuming. I have to put this together. I like stuff that already comes together. Okay, so while I'm setting this up, we're just gonna talk about why would you even need a Graphtec? Why would you even want, especially if you have a Cricut or a Cameo or coming up, I know some people use the Solo. If you have any of those cutting machines, why would you need this one? As you see, it's big. But let's just talk about the preciseness, the speed. Everything I hear so far is just like a no-brainer, especially if you have a lot of work that you're going to be doing. You want to scale your production. So I'm going to be testing it out for the very first time. I'm only going by so far the things I've heard about this Graphtec, that it just takes your business to another level. So I can only talk about what I've heard so far because I have yet to use it yet, right? But we're going to use it in this video, so stay tuned. I'm scaling my business. I'm growing my business. I'm launching a new clothing brand. I want to be cutting out my own personal stickers. That I've never done before. Like my labeling and all that stuff. Instead of outsourcing it, I want to do it myself. And I need to get it done really fast. I need it to cut precisely. And I hear this is the baby to do it. So I'm excited for that. First of all, this cuts on a much larger scale. I believe it's 24 inches or it's either 36. I got to double check. But none of my other cutting machines can do that. I just hear it's just a beast. So I'm excited to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and install this. Hopefully I do it right because I don't want to mess this up. And I'll show you how it's done. But let me figure it out. I got all these little parts that comes with it. So you definitely want to make sure you're following the training tutorial videos. That's what I'm doing. So I'm just being all the way transparent, 100% real. This is not your average little regular little cutting machine. This is a commercial cutting machine, and I want to make sure I set it up properly. So before I can show you, I have to make sure I have it done right. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do that now, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have to set up my blade, and you'll get one blade that comes with it, and this is the blade housing that it will go in. I got like all my little boxes, parts, instructions. You're going to turn this, take off the little blue cap, take that out. So the pointy side is going to go down into the blue cap, just like that, and you're going to screw this back on. Okay, so what you want to do is leave it flushed. You don't want to take it out yet. So it says that you don't want your blade to be higher than your material, you know, or to come out further than your material. So of course, when you turn it clockwise, the blade comes out. Hopefully you guys can see that. When you turn it counterclockwise, the blade comes in. So I guess a rule of thumb, they say it shouldn't be higher than the material. And I have this printable sticker paper that I'm gonna test cut, and I don't know if you guys can really see that. Focus. So my blade is barely out, barely out. Okay, so I'm just gonna use that. You can always adjust it. I'm gonna see. It says to loosen this, so I'm just gonna loosen that out. And you want it to fall in. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Okay, just like so. So I switched my material, so the first thing I'm going to test out is the Caesar easyweed vinyl. And so that's moving over, it's finding where the paper is. Okay, just lined it up. It starts cutting from the front, so it's making sure that it's lined up perfectly. I didn't even measure that scrap because you want to put your measurements into the software, because this is less than a 12 by 12. Okay, so this is about a 10. I'm just going to put a 10 by 12. Okay, so I have my vinyl in. I'm going to do a test cut. As you see, there's some arrows right here. So I didn't change any of the settings yet. So I want to see if it can cut this material. This is regular Caesar easyweed. So I'm just going to go ahead and press that. If I press the right arrow, it'll cut the 3 triangles. If I press the left arrow, it'll only press the 1. So let's see if that works. So I had to do multiple test cuts to make sure I had my blade and my force, everything correct. So I had to keep adjusting on the fly because it was cutting through that backing in the beginning. But once I got it dialed in correctly, thanks to Alan and thanks to Gary from Graphtec, this thing cut like butter. Okay, so look at that. Weeded out really great. Just a weird position because there's no mat. But I'm going to take it out so you can get a closer look. And that's how it weeded perfectly. So I know my settings are right. Now I'm going to cut out my design so you can see my first cut officially. Okay, so I'm back. It's like day 3 of me dealing with the Graphtec. It's not a bad thing at all. It's just because I had to work out some things with the software. So you have to have Adobe Illustrator or Corel Draw. I believe I said that earlier. So I'm new to Illustrator and I downloaded the latest version, so I had to use the previous version because they're still working on the newest version for this one. So after I got all of that worked out, now I'm ready to rock and roll. Another key thing before I do my final cut, because now as you see I don't know if you can see from here, but I did so many test cuts. You have to make sure your blade is inserted correctly. It cannot be out too far. I'm going to take it out because I just got off the phone with someone from Graphtec. Shout out to Gary. But listen, this little blade, it's barely out. I know you won't be able to see it in the video. Can y'all see that? Do y'all see the focus on the blade? Y'all see how blurry I am in the background? Shout out to my camera. Let's go. Ask me what camera I'm using in the comments. Nevertheless, listen, the blade is barely out. You barely feel it. If the blade is out more than this, a tip that he told me, if you can take your blade, whatever material you're using, if you can take the blade and the blade goes through the material all the way to the backing, it's out too far. It's way out too far. You should be able to take your blade, this little piece that's out right here, you can't even hardly see it. I thought the guy was, I'm like, it's not out. But if you can take your blade and if you can just take your material and just weed it or pull it up without it cutting the backing, it's pretty much at the perfect setting. Your blade cannot be out further or thicker than what your material is. Do y'all see how thin this vinyl is? So this is way less than a credit card length. Not even a credit card length. Way less. So I'm going to put it back in and I'm going to show you how I finally got it working. I'm excited to use this machine. Why would you want to get a Graphtec, especially if you have a Cricut or a Cameo or hopefully the new Caesar Juliet? Why would you want this, right? You're scaling your business. It cuts faster. It's more precise. It cuts a bigger, larger surface area, of course, as well. It's more detailed. It's more refined. I'm still having a little bit of issues talking due to my surgery. Oh my God, I can't wait till January. But nevertheless, I wanted to upgrade to my cutting software. I wanted a more professional cutting device, and I believe this is going to get the job done. I'm just doing a simple cut today because I'm still learning the software for Adobe Illustrator. So I'm going to be using this a lot because I'm going to be using it and incorporating it with my clothing line for branding because I'm going to be doing my own stickers. I already have my sticker paper and I'm going to be cutting out using the print then cut method to print my stickers off, then cut them out here, because when you can do stuff yourself, you can cut costs and eliminate the middleman. So I'm going to be doing that. So now that I have it rocking and rolling, I have my settings, I have my force, everything dialed in. So I'm going to hit enter to bring it back. I think I'm flying now that I know a little something, right? But nevertheless, it just brought it all the way back in. I just love that, how it just sucks it back in. I'm not going to do another cut test because I've done so many of those. I got like 50 million triangles up here. So just so you know my cut settings, I'm just simply using Caesar easyweed vinyl to cut for the first time. And my speed is on 30 and my force is on 11. I was told to take it higher, but for whatever reason, whenever I cut higher than 11, it went straight through the backing. And my blade, if I turn it any more in, it's gonna be completely in. So now I'm just gonna send a simple cut design to the Graphtec and show you how well it can cut out. Let's pray this works after 3 days. Okay, so y'all see all those test cuts I did, trying to make sure, so you can see up close, it cannot go through the backing. So I had to keep doing cut after cut, and I had to keep readjusting my blade because my blade was out way too far. So that's what happened. So finally I got it perfect where it didn't cut the backing. That's what you want. Baby, I can already see that it cut. Let's weed it out and see how well it did. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the pinch levers, and I can see that it cut right there. I should have put a box around it, a weed box. I'll do that next time, but let's go ahead and weed it out. Okay, so I hate wasting vinyl, but this is a scrap piece of vinyl, so I'm just gonna cut around that just so I can get to where it's at. Okay, so let's see if these cut settings worked, and let's see if it reads perfectly. This is the first time I'm technically cutting something out using the Graphtec. Alrighty, I'm nervous, I'm nervous, I'm nervous. Where's the design at? Okay, it's further down. I'm like, ooh, come on, let's see. We need all letters, all letters. Now, of course, this is vinyl and you're supposed to mirror it, but I'm not applying it to anything. So for camera purposes, so you guys can see exactly what it says without being mirrored, I did not mirror the image. I'm going to weed out my letters. Wow, I was pulling it slow because I was nervous, but look at that. Look at that. I'm going to test out a few different materials. See if I can test out a few different materials. Wow. Now, as we all know, sometimes when I'm weeding stuff with my Cameo, forget about it. Sometimes little small letters like the I's, I always have issues with. That cut out perfectly. Can y'all see what it says? Y'all already know what time it is. Katrina's Graceful Creations, baby. Okay? Did not cut the backing at all. So shout out to Gary. Finally got it working right. Hell, y'all ain't gonna tell me nothing now. All right, let's try another material. Okay, so now I'm going to test out some glitter vinyl. And again, I need to test my blade. I need to make sure that when I go through, it does not go through the other side. So this is a lot thicker than Caesar easyweed vinyl, of course. So I'm going to take the blade out just a smidget more. I want to make sure I turn it in the right direction. You should barely be able to run your finger over it. Okay, and this should be good. That might be too much, but I can't go through the vinyl. Okay, so that should be good. Let's put it back in. Okay, so I'm gonna drop it down right in here. Gonna make sure it goes underneath this gray part. All right, so because I'm using this for the very first time, okay, so I have the glitter vinyl right here. We're gonna test it. I'm just gonna put it the long way. Put it this way in this direction, line it up right here with the edge of the machine. I'm gonna lock that lever. Again, make sure your levers are lined up with the blue lines, the blue markings. Okay, so I have my glitter, Caesar glitter. I'm gonna put it in the machine, line it up. I'm going to line it up right with the edge of the front. And as you see, I moved my rollers over. This is wider than the other material that I had in. So make sure your rollers are lined up underneath those blue markings. I'm going to close the lever in place. I'm going to select sheet on the machine. And it moves over immediately. Finds the edge, finds the front, and gets you ready. I like that. So fast and efficient. Okay, so I am going to definitely do a test cut and see if the blade and the force and everything is correct. Okay, let's check it out. Kind of hard, can't really see. Perfect. Y'all see that? Cut out the little triangle. That's the test cut. It weeded perfectly. Okay, so I'm gonna go with that. Did not cut the backing at all. And that's exactly what you want when using the Graphtec. All right, so I got it back in position, and now I'm gonna send the design to cut on the glitter vinyl. just saw, I did a box around it so I can easily find the design. All right. Let's see if we can cut this out perfectly. I can see the lines. I hope that cut perfectly. All right, let's see if I can find the box. Let's see if I can find the box, and I found it. Let's see, moment of truth. Oh, baby. This one I did mirror. This one I did mirror. Because, of course, the glitter is on the other side. This is a thicker material, so I had to bring my blade out a little bit more, but I did not change my force. If it didn't cut the first time, then I would have changed the force. Wow. Wow. This cut perfectly. Listen, I got my eyes intact. Like the eyes. Because, you know, sometimes when you cut, so this is not, it's small, but it's not that small. But y'all already know, when you're weeding out little small, fine details, sometimes it's just hard to get everything to stay intact. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Ow! About to jig myself. I am impressed. So if I can like really perfect this machine, well, perfect the software, because that's what it's going to be. Boom, look at that. Perfect. Glitter is popping. Y'all see that? Y'all know what time it is? Katrina's Graceful Creations. So there you have it. That's it for today. I definitely just wanted to unbox it with you, showcase some of the features, get everything set up, and show you that it works. So I have my vinyl right here. I am happy because it took me a few days to get it, you know, up and rolling. This is not like your Cricut. This is not like your Cameo. So it is a learning curve. But when you want to scale your business, when you go to a more advanced cutting machine, it all comes with it. So there's plenty of videos online I followed step by step, and then I got some extra help as well. So now if you are interested in purchasing your very own Graphtec, this again is the CE7000-60. There's 3 different sizes. The link is down below in the description box. There's plenty of videos online that will help you get started. You can always call customer support. So don't think you're gonna get it, whip this baby and get everything working day one. Well, for some of you, you might. It didn't happen that way for me. I wanted to make sure I had everything set perfectly. Again, you will need Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW to use the Graphtec, okay? Why you ask is because it does need a vector file to recognize the cut line. So you can't use it with like Photoshop or Canva or different things like that. You have to have vector software so that way it can cut. And that's what helps it to cut precisely. So just like when you send in your vector files for screen printed transfers or anything like that, the vector files are really key. They give those crisp edges and it helps to recognize the cut lines. So again, thanks for watching. And again, if you want to grow your business and scale your business, go on and join me and get you a big boy. Graphtec CE7000-60. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.